Hi everybody, happy new moon. This new moon is in Taurus. And first I just want to say hello to everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. And this reading is for Taurus, sun, moon, rising. And we're going to start with the sign of Taurus. So let's just take a moment and think about this new moon in Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign, so there's a need for stability, that like that root chakra, that foundation needed to be stable. And you know, life is such where things go up and down, but there is a need for stability. And with this new moon, the challenge is to attain a sense of stability but not get caught up in materialism. So what we're really looking at is self-respect and knowing yourself. And so at this time where you want to be peaceful and feel tranquil, because you know, Taurus, that's the stability. You want to feel at home, feel stable, peaceful. So what can you do to attain that stability, maintain that stability? But the realization that there's a life fluctuates, and be that as it may, how do you keep yourself calm and peaceful during this time in the outside world? So the bottom line here is you just got to accept yourself where you're at, accept yourself for who you are, and once you do that, it becomes easier to deal. So with all that said, Taurus, the first card, which I think is interesting because you know, the Babalarisha, which is about balance, being resourceful, and realizing that you do have the power. You could create whatever it is you want to create. That's why it's like this light is around him, because you have that gift, or that gift is available to you, or there's someone that's going to assist you at this time. But with this moon, I really think this is something that's coming from within. So it's saying basically you have the potential to create. You have the potential to change your situation if that is what you need to do. It's just a matter of taking inventory of your emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of your life. With all that said, well, there's this more earth here, right? More earth. So there's a sense of balancing. There's a duality. Now, what's interesting about this, I love this because he looks like, let me pull it up so you can see here. It's like a bear and a walrus. He's like a bear and a walrus. And that shows the duality. He can live in the water. He can live on the land. But what's interesting about this animal is that this animal is a vegetarian. Go figure, right? So anyway, so there's a need to balance, and that goes back to being able to feel stable and not get caught up in materialism. Like, be grateful even if you got a Geo and you want a Mercedes. Do you get what I'm saying? That those basic needs, you have transportation, or if you need transportation, you're not going to extend yourself to get something that you can't afford. And I'm just using that as an example as the juggling, because there's also a sense of karma with this. And again, like I said, this is earth. Taurus, you are earth. This is an earth moon. So it's about being practical. It's about realizing that there could be ups and downs in your resources and status. You know, the highs and lows, the ebb and flows. But realize there's always an opportunity lurking. Just know the difference between what do you need to be stable and being caught up in the materialism. And I'm centering this basically on this new moon in Taurus. Now, I pulled the spirit message or the advice card, however you want to look at it. I got here the Five of Wands. So I'm just saying this is from my own experience. I'm not putting all Tauruses in a category, but I will say all the Tauruses I know are very willful. You know, so this Five of Wands is about willful resistance. At the same time, you don't want to be bothered with a bunch of trivialities. You know, as I say, don't sweat the small stuff. You don't want to be bothered with this at this time because you are making changes or adjusting so that you could be stable as you make your plans to move into the future. All right, you want to get that Geo now, so maybe you get a Camry later. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just using that as an analogy. But I'm just going to read, because they all have spirit advice from the grave, you more or less could say, with this Five of Wands. And the message is, be clear about the actual situation in order to choose the most honest way in which to face new and brilliant projects. So be clear. You know, Wands is fire. There's that to initiate, which is good. You got the Magician too. So the Magician is you're going to want to create some magic. So sometimes, you know, as they say, you got to crawl before you walk, and everyone's at a different place and everyone has a different destination. But sometimes, even no matter where you are, you may have to take a smaller step because you don't want to destabilize yourself. Or you take a small step so you can stabilize yourself. You know, this is general. So here, you know, you can create. And if you're going to juggle and get that sense of balance, you are going to definitely make a decision before you can move forward. And what will that take? We got the solar plex chakra here. I say get out in the sun, because this is determination. You can do it. You see how these fish are going against the water? You know, we all have times in our lives when we are just going to have to, as they say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, or tap into, as I said before, we're going to have to tap into that mental, physical, spiritual, and mental, physical, spiritual energy, and take our own inventory so that we can move forward. And that takes a certain determination and being honest with yourself where you're at, and then deciding where you're going to go. So when you decide what you're going to create and you take that initial step, and you're going to move forward with sheer determination, and you could do it. And with this solar plex chakra, I say definitely get out in the sun. You know, sometimes it helps to like clear your head as you get ready to move forward. Clear your head. And I got the olive tree here as a message. And it says, on reflection, heaven sends a message of wisdom. Respond to peace, faith, hope, and love. Harmony prevails. It's like you have gotten the olive branch here because you have you have the ability to create, or someone around you can help you create, and you can make a decision to stabilize yourself. You can make that decision to use all the determination and force that Spirit has given you to initiate what you have to do. However, with all that said, you can still maintain a sense of peace, because what that is, as I said initially when we were talking about this new moon in Taurus, you want to be able to realize who you are and find that peace and tranquility in yourself while you're out in the outside world. And you could do it. It is here for you. Wow, that's beautiful. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. This is Sister Omi. Peace.